Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Friday morning where we've got maybe a little flurry activity this morning. A lot of the snow that's been showing up on radar is not making it to the surface yet, but there are some radar returns here. So more than likely, if there's anything, it's just flurries. I don't think there's much. But as the day goes on, this intensifies a little bit, and we could start to see some accumulating snow, especially favoring northeast Nebraska. Most of us, a lot of clouds today. There might be a little sun out west this morning, but then that cloud cover kind of fills in. The best weather of the day today will be in the Panhandle. If you want nice weather, you got to drive way out to the west. So again, we're maybe starting to see some accumulating snow in northeast Nebraska where a winter storm warning begins at noon today. The other thing I want to point, maybe some flurries. I'm iffy on this right here. This is a forecast model that's a little more aggressive than what actually happens usually. So I want to just let you know this is probably not going to be much of anything. Now, we are going to watch for maybe some flurries, light snow, and then maybe some freezing drizzle in southeast Nebraska. That would include the Husker game this afternoon. I think the farther west you go, the lower the chances are until tonight, at least. So some of that minimal moisture here, maybe a little slick, freezing drizzle here. Then as we get into tonight, more moisture starts to get going this evening. Freezing rain or freezing drizzle near I-80, some plain old rain or drizzle here. Snow starts to get going up north, especially later tonight after midnight here. So look at that. And we're going to back this up here. Let's back this up to about 3 a.m. So again, still concerned about some slick conditions due to icing, I-80 area, but then changing over to snow by sunrise tomorrow. Other than the far southeast, we're changing over to snow. Now, the winds are going to be pretty breezy today and tonight, but not super windy yet. The winds will gradually pick up during the day tomorrow here. You're going to notice these arrows start to pick up on the back side of the system. So as the system's departing, the winds start to crank up tomorrow. Let's take you through it slow. I'm going to take this very slow through tomorrow morning. The snow continues tomorrow morning, but look how it's winding down out west first. By noon, I think we're pretty much done with the snow out west here. Probably close to done in the Tri-Cities too, but the heaviest snows are falling right in here. This is where the biggest impacts will be, is in the east and the northeast. Saturday afternoon that will continue in here. Look at the winds now starting to crank up here. So the blowing snow still concerned even after the snow is done. And then that snow starts to wind down out east late in the afternoon and into the evening hours. And then it's pretty much well done by midnight. And we're pretty quiet and cold heading into Sunday morning. So winter headlines here. First off, our winter storm warning in northeast Nebraska does include areas north of Omaha to Sioux City here, east of Norfolk. These are areas where the highest impacts will be. And this starts at noon today and continues all the way through midnight tomorrow night. That's a 36-hour period right there. These are the areas where we could see the higher amounts of snow. I would say 3 to 8 inches in the Nebraska side of things. There could be 6 to 12 plus inches of snow on the Iowa side of things here, plus that wind blowing. For the rest of us, winter weather advisories, they start this evening up north, start later in the night here in eastern Nebraska, and they'll continue until either tomorrow afternoon up north, and actually they only go till noon here, 3 p.m. here, and then they actually go until tomorrow evening here. But I kind of went for most of the viewing area for us here. There is a chance we could see more counties added because of the freezing drizzle threat. So I would not rule out the fact that there might be more purple on the screen sometime later today. They may add more counties because of the freezing drizzle, freezing rain threat. Let's start with that there. And again, I am concerned there will be some icing tonight, especially the I-80 corridor here. But there could be up to 1/10 of an inch of ice in some cases. Some models are even hinting at more here. So watch for slick road conditions. Then it transitions over to snow. And right now, here's kind of the snow amounts. Now, again, today's snow, this is a lower model for the Northeast. I think there could be up to maybe 1 to 3 inches of snowfall today in Northeast Nebraska, even though this model's showing less than an inch. But I think 1 to 3 is possible. But then most of the snow is going to come late tonight and into the day tomorrow. And I threw some numbers on here. It's still subject to change a little bit. There still are a lot of forecast discrepancies on how much we could see. There are some going really heavy here, but then others that are actually going lighter. So I'm kind of playing middle ground. But the biggest impacts are expected to be in northeast Nebraska, east central Nebraska, with even higher impacts over into the Iowa side of things where a major winter storm is expected. O'Neill 2 to 5, Lincoln 1 to 4 inches of snow. Tri-Cities 1 to 3, maybe even 0 to 3 there with the Kearney area. But Grand Island's kind of on the edge of that 2 to 4 inch range there. And then again, lower amounts to the south and west. North Platte probably an inch or less, but I'm going to go 0 to 2, but probably an inch or less. So again, you see the lower impacts the farther west and southwest you go. maybe a little more up here to the north. But again, that kind of matches with that winter weather advisory that's in place, and of course the winter storm warning in northeast portions of Nebraska. Well, heading to Lincoln today, we've got a Husker game, of course, at 11 a.m. kickoff there at Memorial Stadium between the Huskers and the Hawkeyes. Not as nice as the picture that was taken earlier this year. That was an early season game where it was much nicer and warmer than what we're going to see. It's going to be a raw, chilly day there in Lincoln with some breezy conditions there. And there's even a chance of maybe some light snow or flurries by halftime. I don't think we'll see the ground covered in white. It's not going to be one of those type of games, unfortunately. That'd be a fun game to watch, a snow bowl game, but that won't be the case. But then during the later portions of the game, maybe mixing with or changing to some freezing drizzle. So if you are heading to the game or know somebody that's going to be there, leaving the game, it might be slick just due to freezing drizzle. So it may not be real pleasant. I would say leave pretty quickly after the game if you're heading home. The longer you wait, the better chance you have of some of those slick conditions out there. So, and I would leave pretty quickly, and of course avoid any of the big stuff. If you're staying there till tomorrow and then leaving on Saturday, then travel becomes more dicey, especially for those that will be traveling back towards Iowa on Saturday. It could be a mess there. All right, high temperatures today. It's not going to be real pleasant. If you want nice weather, go to the Panhandle. Elsewhere, though, most of us are going to be stuck in the 30s, even some 20s in the Northeast, maybe nearing 40 here in the Southwest if we're lucky. But this is the best chance of a little sneaky sunshine in here. Down into the 20s and teens tonight, some low 30s in the southeast, coldest temperatures in the northwest as a cold front's going to start to draw in some colder air. So Saturday is going to be a chilly day. The winds are going to make it feel colder. Winds, they're going to pick up as the day goes on. By the afternoon, winds are going to gust 35 to 45 miles per hour. So that's going to make it feel a lot colder than those 20s and lower 30s for highs. And then Sunday morning down into the single digits and teens, some sub-zero readings in the Panhandle. It's going to be a cold Sunday morning. Sunday's going to be a chilly day. Highs only in the mid to upper teens in the Northeast and then low to mid 20s for the rest of us. Not a nice Sunday, even though we do dry things out. Sunday night and Monday morning, we get another round of some snow coming into play here. It's still going to be pretty cold out there, though. A little bit of light snow possible Monday morning. Monday, still kind of cold out there, 20s and 30s for highs, warmer out west. Beyond that, we do start to see some recovery in the long term. So for the Tri-Cities, weather alert day kicks in at midnight tonight and will continue until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Beyond that, quiet for Sunday but cold. Monday, small chance of snow. And then we'll see a bit of a warming trend in the next week. Not exactly warm, but better at least. Looking at the long range, you see it there, a little bit warmer as we go into next week. North Platte, real quick, no weather alert day for you, but you could see some minor, maybe some light freezing rain changing to snow later tonight and into tomorrow morning. That snow should wrap up before noon tomorrow. Cold weekend, a lot of wind, of course, on Saturday. Another chance of a small chance of snow Monday morning. And then beyond that, we'll see some recovering temperatures as we go through next week, getting back into the 30s and 40s. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Friday. I'll be back with you on Monday morning with all the latest. Until then, take care and God bless. Bye.